So today wasn't much exercise or anything. I didn't really have any trainings. It was just like go for a walk, get my metabolism started. Today was 1 gallon of water instead of two. I was water loading all last week, and now the cut kind of begins to start naturally dehydrating myself. So today was just cutting out salt and carbs from my diet, which is always the first miserable day. Yesterday was about half as much cutting out. And then I'm going to head to the airport, get in through customs to go to Vancouver, and I'll be there by around 9 p.m. tonight. And then tomorrow I'll be media day, UFC interviews, and weight cutting begins.
You talk about cutting and cutting out all this stuff. How are you feeling right now, I guess, physically and mentally?
Yeah, I feel super strong. I'm of course lean, and I get a little bit dizzy headed, I guess you'd say, as I get more dehydrated. It becomes harder to think more clearly. But as far as ready for this fight, I'm so excited. My fight IQ is better than it ever has been. My conditioning is better, and I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life.
Take me through this fight. What kind of excites you most about this challenge and going into this weekend?
No, I'm hoping this like gets me a solid placement to where my next fight will be top 15 opponents and keep working my way up from there. I've been on that cusp of number 15 for a long time now, and I want to just keep progressing. Jasmine's just kind of another step on the ladder for me, but I take her as seriously as I do all of my opponents. I plan on going in there and showing my good striking, my good wrestling, my good grappling, putting it all together in a very dominant fashion, and hopefully getting a finish in this fight.
It's a pretty big stage. What kind of excites you most about that?
Well, it is my first time actually being in front of a full crowd without COVID being involved. I've been in front of a crowd one other time, but it was a limited audience. I was supposed to have a fight last August that was in front of a full crowd, but then my opponent didn't make weight and ended up canceling before she even was supposed to weigh in. So that didn't happen. So this is my first time in front of a crowd. It won't be in the US, but I'm still really excited to meet my Canadian fans and go out there and perform in front of an audience.
You're fighting a Canadian, right?
Yeah, I am. But at the same time, it's like I still get a lot of messages from Canadians. They're like, "We got you on this fight, and we're excited to see you." And I doubt they're going to be throwing bananas and stuff at me while I'm in there. At least I hope not.
What kind of challenge, I guess, does that bring going into another country where your opponent is from, but also it's your first big fight in front of a big crowd like that. Like there's a few different factors in this fight compared to what you've done in the past.
Yeah, for me, it's almost like this underdog feeling because it's going to be her hometown. I'm sure I'll walk out and have a lot of booze and things of that nature, but it makes me almost more excited, puts more fuel into the fire of how this fight will go. I love fighting almost angry or with a chip on my shoulder, and I think that's kind of how this one will feel walking into the cage.